Sometimes the smallest habits bring the biggest consequences. A light dessert at night, a few bites of a snack, or maybe just a slice of fruit. What harm could it do, right? You've been doing it for years, nothing happened. But after 65, your body begins to send subtle signals. Sleepless nights, a burning sensation in your throat when you wake, pressure in your stomach, or sudden dizzy spells without reason. This is exactly where doctors want to warn you. A comprehensive study by the World Health Organization, conducted across 12 different countries, revealed that late-night eating in adults over 65 can disrupt heart rhythm, increase stomach acid, and endanger the body's natural sleep cycle. Even more alarming, these habits may gradually lead to life-threatening events during sleep, such as heart attacks, strokes, and sudden drops in blood pressure. But this information is often overlooked, because who dares to tell a senior not to eat just a piece of fruit or not to drink milk? Everyone knows habits are a comfort zone, and changing them at this age isn't easy. But here's the truth. Your body isn't the same as it was in your younger years. Your liver, pancreas, digestive system, and heart all work more slowly now. Eating late at night places pressure on these organs, like waking up a resting worker in the middle of the night. It's hard, exhausting, and over time, destructive. And perhaps most importantly, this isn't just about physical health, because disrupted sleep means waking with a restless mind, which leads to fatigue throughout the day. And a tired mind often pulls away from social life, moves less, and quietly retreats into loneliness. In today's video, we'll explore together which foods quietly become your enemies as you age, which seemingly innocent bites after 7 p.m. could be sabotaging your sleep and health, and most importantly, how a few simple changes can gift you more peaceful, healthier nights. If you're ready, let's begin. 1. Sugary foods, the hidden danger at night. Sweets. They feel like life's little rewards. After a success, following a good conversation, or simply when we feel low, we reach out for those tiny joys. Especially as we grow older, life's simple pleasures become even more precious. But after the age of 65, these small indulgences may come with a cost much greater than expected. A piece of cake, a few cookies, or a small dessert with tea at night, the body is caught unprepared at these hours. After 7 p.m., the activity of the pancreas decreases, insulin secretion slows, and blood sugar fluctuations become more pronounced. This means your body's ability to balance sugar is no longer as strong as it is in the morning. And what does that lead to? Nighttime hypoglycemia? First, a quick spike in blood sugar, then a rapid crash, leaving you waking in a cold sweat, heart racing, overwhelmed by panic. These crashes, especially in seniors with diabetes risk or developed insulin resistance, can lead to heart rhythm disturbances, sudden blood pressure drops, and significant disruptions in sleep quality. One study showed that in individuals over 70, consuming sugary foods at night reduces sleep quality by 42% and significantly shortens REM sleep. So even though your eyes may have been closed all night, your body never truly rested. But is this just a sleep issue? No, it's serious enough to open the door to cognitive decline in older adults. Because poor sleep means the brain misses its chance to detox and restore itself. And in seniors who consistently lack quality sleep, the risk of developing dementia and Alzheimer's increases significantly. That seemingly innocent slice of cake at night could be slowly wearing down your mental health. Take Helen, for example. She's 74. Every night before bed, she treated herself to a spoonful of jam and a few cookies. She felt she had earned that treat after spending the day with her grandchildren. But after a few months, she began experiencing night sweats, irregular sleep, and morning headaches. Her doctor advised her to cut out nighttime sugar completely. At first, it was difficult. This habit wasn't just routine, it had become an emotional attachment. But within a few weeks, her sleep improved. She began waking up with more energy, and, most importantly, she felt mentally sharp again. In many older adults, the craving for sweets is not a true need, but an emotional habit. That sense of emptiness, loneliness, or boredom triggers it. But instead of filling that space with sugar, perhaps a calming chamomile tea, some gentle music, or a few pages of a book could offer the same emotional comfort. Another risk of sugary foods? They can trigger fatty liver and slow down metabolism. Especially as physical activity decreases with age, these foods can lead to weight gain, diabetes, and eventually serious cardiovascular disease. So please remember this: a sweet life doesn't come from sugar. It comes from healthy choices. At this age, the best gift you can give yourself is a peaceful night's sleep. And the key to that sleep begins at the table. 2. Fried foods. The silent pressure on your digestive system. Fried foods. Golden and tempting on the outside, that crispy sound, that irresistible smell, especially when paired with some yogurt and bread. They awaken the appetite at any age. These tasty memories may remind you of your mother's kitchen, warm summer nights, or making French fries with your grandchildren. But behind this delicious picture lies a silent threat, especially for individuals over the age of 65. As we age, our digestive system no longer works as powerfully or flexibly as it did in youth. Stomach acid production decreases, bile flow slows, and intestinal movement weakens. All of these changes make fatty fried foods much harder to digest. When consumed in the evening, fried foods force the digestive system into overtime. While your stomach, gallbladder, and pancreas are preparing to rest, they are suddenly confronted with heavy, greasy foods. The result? Hours of heaviness, reflux, heartburn, gas, and bloating. Reflux. You've probably heard this word often. But in individuals approaching or over 70, reflux is more than just a digestive discomfort. It becomes a chain reaction that disrupts sleep, causes burning in the throat and coughing, and over time can even lead to throat irritation and hoarseness. According to a study published by the American Geriatric Society, 48% of people over 65 experience heartburn or gas after dinner. When their eating habits were reviewed, fried foods stood out as a common factor. The danger of fried foods isn't limited to digestion. The quality of the oils used, how often they're reheated, and substances like acrylamide can pose serious threats to older bodies. Especially oils used repeatedly can lead to a buildup of harmful compounds that increase inflammation and suppress the immune system. This doesn't just affect the stomach, it puts your entire health at risk. Let me share an example. Eric is a 78-year-old retired math teacher living in a small town in northern Germany. He and his wife sit down for dinner every evening at 7:30 p.m. Traditionally, their meals often include fried foods, potatoes, meat patties, schnitzel. After a while, Eric began experiencing nightly stomach pain, burning in his throat, and shortness of breath. A visit to the doctor revealed two things: advanced reflux and the early formation of gallstones. His doctor advised removing fried foods from his evening meals. At first, he resisted. "I'm 78. Am I really supposed to change now?" he said. But just a few weeks later, he noticed the difference. Better sleep, waking up more refreshed, and most importantly, those nighttime awakenings stopped. Because in old age, the greatest luxury is a deep, uninterrupted night's sleep. Fried foods are also a hidden threat to heart health. Their high saturated fat content raises cholesterol and contributes to clogged arteries. At night, when the metabolism slows, the body struggles to process these fats properly. This leads to blood vessel congestion, liver fat accumulation, and eventually issues like metabolic syndrome. Another effect of fried foods: they increase thirst. Fatty meals raise your body's need for hydration. But at night, this need is hard to meet. You either go to bed thirsty, waking up with a headache, or you drink fluids and end up waking multiple times for the bathroom, disturbing your sleep. So what's the solution? You don't have to give up taste entirely. Just enjoy it at the right time and in the right way. During lunchtime, when your digestion is still strong, lightly fried foods may be acceptable. But after 7 p.m., especially in the evening hours, avoiding fried foods is a gift to your body. Instead, try baking or steaming your meals. Vegetable soups, boiled vegetables, or yogurt-based salads are great alternatives. They're easier to digest and promote a better night's sleep. And remember, as crunchy as fried foods may sound, the inner voice of your body is often silent. But behind that silence may be a stomach crying out for relief, an overworked liver, and a restless night. If you choose to listen, that's when the change begins. 3. Processed meats. increasing the risk of nighttime heart attacks. Sausage, salami, bacon, cured meats. On your plate, they may look like a cozy evening treat. Especially when paired with a little bread and cheese, their nostalgic charm is hard to resist. But these small indulgences can carry risks far greater than you might expect, especially if you're over 65 and consuming them late at night. Processed meats are enhanced with various additives to extend shelf life and boost flavor. Among these additives are sodium nitrate, sodium phosphate, and excessive salt, compounds that can directly harm cardiovascular health. A younger body may cope with these chemicals more easily. But as you age, your blood vessels become more fragile, your heart works more slowly, and your metabolism becomes more cautious. At this point, a critical finding from the American Heart Association must be noted. Consuming processed meats, especially in the evening, can increase the risk of heart attack in adults over 65 by up to 23%. Why? Because these products can trigger sudden spikes in blood pressure and arterial stiffness. This forces the heart to work overtime during the night. And when the body is supposed to enter deep sleep, high sodium and nitrate levels can disrupt heart rhythms, creating dangerous fluctuations. Let's take the story of Franz as an example. Franz, 76, is a retired railway engineer. His wife passed away early and he lives alone. He leads a quiet and modest life. Every evening around 8 p.m., he had a habit of eating a few slices of salami sandwiches while watching television. To him, it was just a light snack. But within months, he began waking in the early hours with chest tightness and cold sweats. He was rushed to the hospital and narrowly avoided a heart attack. His doctor explained that consuming these products at night places serious strain on the heart. From that day forward, Franz completely changed his eating habits. Because sometimes small habits are the hidden triggers of major crises. Processed meats also increase inflammation in the body, posing risks not only for the heart, but also for brain health. Studies show that individuals who regularly consume highly processed foods are more likely to experience memory issues and even have an elevated risk of Alzheimer's. These foods impair blood circulation, reducing oxygen and nutrient delivery to the brain. The result? Slow but progressive mental fatigue. Another danger? Stress on the kidneys? The high salt content in these foods puts strain on aging kidneys, disrupting both blood pressure and the body's water balance. You may feel unusually thirsty during the night, wake up frequently, and feel exhausted by morning. So how can this habit be changed? Step 1, awareness. When you begin to recognize how what you eat affects your body, change becomes possible. Step 2, alternatives. Instead of salami, try boiled eggs. Instead of bacon, try oven-roasted chicken. Or choose lightly salted white cheese for a healthier flavor fix. Step 3, timing. If you can't completely give up these foods, try consuming them earlier in the day. They're far more appropriate for breakfast than for a late-night snack. That slice of salami may bring a moment of comfort, but that comfort can be overshadowed by a crisis in the early morning hours. Not just tonight, every night. For your heart to beat in peace, your stomach must rest in peace too. And remember, your life is precious. Your heart is a quiet but powerful friend. Give it the calm it deserves. If you've also started paying attention to what you eat at night or have experience to share, let us know in the comments. If this video was helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel, because sharing this knowledge might not just protect you. It could protect millions just like you. 4. Yogurt and dairy. Healthy, but only at the right time. Dairy products. They've been symbols of health on our tables for generations. Packed with calcium to strengthen bones, they support digestion and boost immunity. Yogurt, kefir, milk, and cheese are often listed among the good habits of a healthy life. But even these beneficial foods can cause harm when consumed at the wrong time, especially if you're over 65 and eating them in the evening. As we age, our digestive systems become more sensitive. Lactose intolerance in particular becomes much more common in older adults than in younger years. The body gradually produces less of the enzyme lactase, which is needed to break down lactose found in dairy. As a result, products like milk and yogurt can lead to gas, bloating, stomach cramps, and even acid reflux, especially when consumed at night. And these digestive issues don't just cause discomfort. They also disrupt sleep. A glass of milk or a bowl of yogurt after dinner can become a burden on your body during sleep. Instead of resting, your body diverts energy to digestion. So you may wake up feeling unrefreshed, tired, or foggy, despite thinking you got a full night's sleep. You may have heard that the amino acid tryptophan in milk helps relaxation. And it can for some, but not everyone benefits from it in the same way. For some older adults, dairy can actually cause night sweats or acid reflux, having the opposite effect. That's why dairy shouldn't be placed in the always healthy category without considering the right timing. Many people still believe that a warm glass of milk before bed promotes better sleep. It's a comforting tradition carried from childhood. But as we get older, the risk of increased stomach acid rises. Milk can cause the lower esophageal sphincter, the muscle that closes the stomach, to relax. This leads to acid flowing back into the esophagus, resulting in nighttime reflux attacks, throat burning, and frequent awakenings. Especially when lying on your back, this risk increases significantly. For fermented dairy like yogurt and kefir, there's a different issue: beneficial bacteria. These are great for gut health, but when consumed in large amounts at night, they may increase gut activity. This can lead to discomfort, gas, or a sudden urge to use the bathroom, disrupting your sleep. And let's not forget what often accompanies yogurt: honey, jam, or fruit. These sweet additions may seem harmless, but the sugar content can lead to blood sugar spikes and crashes during the night. Again, this fragments your sleep and leaves you feeling drained in the morning. So what should you do? We're not saying you need to cut out dairy completely, but timing and portion control are key. Here are some tips. A bowl of yogurt with breakfast is great for jump-starting digestion. A glass of milk at lunchtime can provide calm and energy for the afternoon. But in the evening, try to reduce or avoid dairy intake altogether. If you still want something creamy at night, plant-based milk alternatives, like almond, oat, or coconut milk, are often easier on the stomach. Just make sure to choose unsweetened varieties. Remember, a healthy food can become unhealthy if eaten at the wrong time. And aging well isn't just about what you eat. It's also when you eat it. A body that rests well at night doesn't just wake up feeling physically restored, but mentally refreshed too. Have you ever noticed that consuming dairy at night causes digestive discomfort or poor sleep? We'd love to hear your experience in the comments. If you found this video helpful, click the like button to support us. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights on healthy aging, because growing older healthily starts with the right knowledge. 5. Spicy foods, the hidden enemy of sleep. Spices, they bring life to a dish, leave a mark on your palate, and add richness to every meal. They reflect your culture, evoke memories, and turn simple recipes into vibrant experiences. For spice lovers, a dish without that kick just feels incomplete. But if you're over 65, this beloved habit might be sabotaging your sleep. Spicy foods contain strong compounds that stimulate the digestive system, speed up metabolism, and raise body temperature. In younger years, this stimulation can be beneficial, boosting digestion and supporting immunity. But as we age, this same stimulation becomes a source of stress for the body. Here's why. With age, the stomach lining becomes thinner. Stomach acid production becomes less stable, and spicy foods can directly irritate the digestive tract. When this happens in the evening, at a time when the body is winding down, it often results in acid reflux, heartburn, night sweats, and frequent awakenings. Spicy foods also raise core body temperature. This may lead to sweating, tossing and turning, fragmented sleep, and even vivid nightmares. These symptoms are especially common in postmenopausal women or older men with heart issues. What begins as a flavorful indulgence can end in a long night of discomfort. Just ask Clara, a 71-year-old retired nurse. She loved cooking spicy meals, especially when her grandchildren visited. But she began waking up at night with shortness of breath, burning in her throat, and tightness in her chest. Initially, she thought it was simply aging, but after a few medical tests, her doctor found no major issues, except one crucial recommendation: stop eating spicy food in the evening. Clara hesitated at first, but tried it for a few weeks. The result? Deeper sleep, easier mornings, and in her own words, "I'm postponing flavor, but I'm gaining peace." One of the main compounds in spicy food, capsaicin, can delay stomach emptying. And in older adults, where digestion is already slower, this causes food to remain in the stomach longer. The result? increased reflux, gas, and bloating. And when your stomach is still working while your body tries to rest, sleep becomes light, fragmented, or impossible. Spicy foods may also interfere with certain medications. If you're taking blood pressure pills, heart rhythm stabilizers, or acid-reducing medications, spicy foods can affect how well those drugs are absorbed. This reduces their effectiveness and may increase the risk of side effects. So what can you do? You don't have to give up spice entirely, but try to consume spicy foods earlier in the day, at lunch, for example. A mildly spiced soup or oven dish around noon can actually support digestion without disrupting your night. In the evening, stick to simpler, more soothing meals with less spice and more balance. You can also explore gentler alternatives. Mint, fennel, and cumin are all stomach-friendly. Ginger offers anti-inflammatory benefits while adding flavor. And pairing spices with yogurt-based sauces can help neutralize their intensity. Remember, every night you sleep well sets the tone for a better tomorrow. A spicy meal may bring a few minutes of pleasure, but a peaceful night's sleep is a gift that lasts all day. If you've ever noticed poor sleep or digestive discomfort after eating spicy food at night, share your experience in the comments. And if this video helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, because good health starts with the right information at the right time. 6. Fruit consumption. Not as harmless as you think. Fruit? It seems like one of nature's purest, most colorful, and most innocent gifts. A fresh apple in the morning, a banana during the day, or a handful of grapes while watching TV in the evening. Especially for older adults focused on healthy living, fruit often feels like the last safe indulgence after letting go of other habits. But unfortunately, natural doesn't always mean harmless. As we age, the body becomes more sensitive not only to what we eat, but when we eat it. Fruits consumed in the late evening can strain the digestive system, spike blood sugar, and disrupt sleep patterns. Many fruits are high in fructose, which is metabolized in the liver. When eaten at night, this forces the liver to work just as the body is trying to wind down. And in older adults, where metabolism has already slowed, this extra burden can be exhausting. Fruits also contain fiber that can stimulate bowel movements, causing bloating, discomfort, and even nighttime bathroom trips. You might be thinking, but isn't fruit healthy? Yes, it is. The problem lies in the timing and quantity. Fruits high in sugar like grapes, bananas, mangoes, and figs can trigger a surge of energy when eaten at night. This delays sleep onset and causes blood sugar imbalances throughout the night. Studies show that evening fruit consumption in older adults suppresses melatonin production, delaying the body's natural sleep process. Fruits like apples and oranges, which are high in vitamin C and harder to digest, can increase stomach acid and trigger reflux in the night. Another concern is the acidic nature of some fruits. Fruits like oranges, tangerines, and kiwis, when eaten late, can irritate the stomach lining and lead to heartburn, especially in older adults with sensitive digestion. And because fruits are often consumed alone and not with low glycemic foods, they cause rapid spikes and crashes in blood sugar, leading to fragmented sleep. This might sound overly technical, but the message is simple. Your body doesn't function the same way all day. What you can easily digest in the morning may weigh heavily on your system at night. So what should you do? Shift your fruit consumption to morning and midday hours. In the evening, if you're craving something sweet, choose herbal tea, a small handful of almonds, or unsweetened yogurt instead. If you must eat fruit at night, choose low sugar, non-acidic options, and consume them in small portions, at least 3 hours before bed. And be mindful with fruit juice. Even fresh squeezed juice lacks fiber and causes a rapid spike in blood sugar, disrupting both glucose balance and sleep quality in older adults. And remember, fruit isn't just a physical habit. It's often an emotional comfort. That sweet taste masks loneliness, offers a brief delight. But if you ignore the signals your body is sending, that comfort can quickly turn into discomfort. If you've ever noticed your sleep is disrupted, or you've experienced heartburn or fatigue in the morning after eating fruit at night, please share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone else become more aware of their own habits. If this video was helpful, click the like button to support our channel. And don't forget to subscribe to join us on this journey to healthy aging. Because in this path of mindful living, you are never alone. 7. Late night snacking, how it disrupts your body's natural rhythm. The house is quiet. The TV murmurs in the background. There's a soft stillness in the air, but the kitchen light is still on. Because for many older adults, night is also the time for just a little something. A slice of bread, a few crackers, a small piece of chocolate, or a handful of nuts. It's just a bite, they think, but the body sees it differently, especially after 65. As we age, our biological clock no longer functions like it once did. Every system, from digestion to circulation, from cell renewal to hormone balance, tries to follow its own rhythm. And when that rhythm is disrupted, it's not just sleep that suffers, your entire body function is thrown off. Late night snacking is one of the biggest enemies of this natural rhythm. In the evening, the body begins preparing for rest. Insulin levels drop. The stomach produces less acid. The liver and intestines start to slow down. But that small snack forces the digestive system to kick back into gear. Suddenly, a body ready to sleep is now required to process food instead. And this doesn't just affect the stomach. It stimulates the heart and brain, raises core temperature, and prevents the mind from entering deep sleep. The result? Fragmented sleep. Waking up in the middle of the night, multiple trips to the bathroom, and a morning filled with fatigue. And it doesn't end there. When the body doesn't fully rest overnight, your immune system weakens, cell repair slows, and symptoms common in older adults, like joint pain, forgetfulness, and fatigue, become more frequent. Here's a real example. Walter, a 79-year-old widowed retiree, used to be a factory worker. He lives alone now with modest but stable health. Each night before bed, he would make himself a plate of biscuits or a cheese sandwich. It brought him comfort, helped him unwind. But over the years, he began suffering from insomnia, digestive issues, and morning dizziness. Finally, a doctor said to him, "Your body isn't just asking for sleep, it's begging for a break from digestion. Anything you send to your stomach after 7 p.m. is stealing your rest." Walter took it to heart. He moved his snacks to earlier in the day and switched to just chamomile tea in the evenings. The first few weeks were tough, but after a month, he woke up feeling refreshed, clear-headed, and renewed. As he put it, "For the first time, I realized what it means to actually rest in my sleep." Late-night snacking also causes blood sugar fluctuations. Especially carb-heavy snacks can spike blood sugar, then cause it to crash. This leads to nighttime hypoglycemia, palpitations, sudden awakenings, and even dizziness or falls. And don't forget, nighttime calories aren't burned off. What you eat in the day becomes fuel. What you eat at night becomes stored fat. This increases weight gain, particularly around the abdomen, which is directly linked to heart disease, diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. So what can you do? Finish dinner by 6:37 p.m. Stick to water or sugar-free herbal teas in the evening. If you crave snacks, shift them to the morning or early afternoon. Most importantly, remember that nighttime is for rest, not digestion. If this topic sounds familiar, if you've ever had disrupted sleep, digestive discomfort, or felt unrested after late-night snacking, please share your experience in the comments. Your story might open the door to change for someone else. If you found this video helpful, click like to help spread this information to others. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because shared health knowledge grows stronger, and its value only increases with age. Our bodies change over time. The system that once tolerated everything with ease, strong, fast, and flexible, is now more fragile, slower, but also wiser. As we age, it's not just our bodies that change. Our needs change too. Now, it's not only what we eat that matters, but when we eat it. What we discussed in this video may have seemed like small details at first, but remember this. In life, the smallest habits often make the biggest difference. That harmless evening snack may have been the missing piece in your ongoing struggle with insomnia. That plate of fried food might explain why you felt so sluggish this morning. That innocent slice of fruit before bed may be the cause of your restless, unrestorative nights. And now, and realizing this may be the first step toward changing so much more in your life. Because healthy aging doesn't begin with medication or doctor's orders. It begins with small, intentional choices in daily life. Watching this video is proof that you value yourself. You took this time for you. You're taking your body and your sleep seriously. And for that, you should be proud. Now I want to invite you to take one more step with us. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and join us in the comments below, because every insight we share, every tip, every story might not just help you. It might also help someone out there quietly struggling with the same problems at night. At this stage of life, knowledge heals, but so does sharing. And here on this channel, you are never alone.